Oh, here we are. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Johnnyhellcat, and this is an episode of Torture is How You Make Friends, episode 5, I believe. Taking it from the Tism. Clever. With us today, special guest, Cynical Lindsey.
Hello.
And Dayla Hayes.
Yo, and hello.
And with me, as usual, is Hey Camel.
Good evening.
And today's was Amy Schumer's Growing, which we survived through. And I will say that I am not medically responsible for anyone's injuries due to cringing.
Damn it.
Or alcohol consumption.
Darn it, I was hoping to send the chiropractor bill to you, Johnny.
And my liver bill.
Oh, you got off pretty easy. You jumped in like the last half hour.
Yeah, and judging from the feeling in my liver, that wasn't enough of a handicap.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And that was like the first Amy Schumer special I've ever sat through. And yeah, that's like 130 minutes I'll never be getting back. Or sorry, what? 1 hour and 30 minutes.
That was actually an hour.
Really?
That was only an hour.
And that is proof of Einstein's theory of relativity right there.
Right.
It may have felt like an hour and a half, but it was only an hour.
Well, I was just I was impressed, actually. I think this special proves that Amy Schumer is like the Benjamin Button of comedy. You know, she seemed like kind of like a fully formed comedian when she first started, but now it's just regressed so bad.
Yeah, it was. I watched her, her first Comedy Central special, and it was pretty funny. And I think social justice hasn't helped.
Yep.
It never does.
I think this has also got to be a first for stand-up, too. I mean, when's the last time you watched a stand-up comedy special that had like a promotion in the middle of it for a product? I mean, she went full Billy Mays there for like a minute and a half.
Wow. I'm just like, it's so fucking embarrassing. I don't know. Like, yeah, this is PC culture run rampant, and it's permeated the comedy world, which is just a fucking travesty.
Oh, absolutely. And you'd think that I don't know. She doesn't even try. It's just talking points that she turns into, like, tries to get all cutesy with, and it falls flat.
Yeah.
It falls very, very flat. It just makes me think back to like all the female comedians that have come before her, and it's like it really makes me sad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I was just sitting there watching that, just thinking, "Oh shit!" It's like Gilda Radner. Where are you when I need you? But unfortunately, she's been gone for over 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah. The only joke that really had me going on this one is when she talked about if you had a good pregnancy, I want you to drive off a cliff. Like that's the only part I got a chuckle out of, because my ex's pregnancy with my oldest son was the same. She had the hyperemesis, whatever it's called.
Mm.
Look it up on the was the same. She had the hyperemesis. There we go.
And there's the technical difficulty for the stream. We're on track so far.
Well, usually you have that at the beginning of the stream, not in the middle. Like,
Well, I mean, we're only like 5 minutes in. It's still technically.
No, I mentioned in the side chat while we were watching dance moves as a term that Tom Segura has used for comedians when they're extending their act. It's not as funny, or doesn't have as much punch to it, so they add sprinkle in stuff to try and use as filler. This had a lot of dance moves for a pregnant lady.
Well, I suppose at least she was getting her exercise. Because you got to move around, get the blood flowing to your legs. Wouldn't want to get clots after all.
No. I mean, just there's a lot of filler material. It wasn't any, most of her act in this seemed like filler. There was very few punchlines, and then we had, the typical bodily waste jokes that come with every Amy Schumer special. I mean, I think we were weren't we keeping count there for a second? Like the period jokes and the poop jokes and whatnot.
I lost count at 5.
I guess it's a good thing I wasn't counting, and I didn't have a bottle of a much harder liquor, because I probably would have blacked out.
Yeah. It's bad when, like I was telling Lindsay, I tested this. I was testing it out when we were trying to do this in Rabbit, and the first thing, I just clicked at a random time, and the first thing she brought up was hemorrhoids, and I'm like, it was the first word out of her mouth.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, this isn't to look forward to.
Like, yep, this is a sign.
End days are upon us.
The end is nigh.
But yeah, she was talking about hyperemesis gravidarum, which is essentially severe nausea and vomiting during pregnancy. And it sounded like she was just using it as a crutch. Because if she had the severe nausea and vomiting, she would have vomited on stage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially all that wiggling around she was doing.
Well, even when my ex had, when she was doing that, when she had that same thing, she couldn't go at least 3 hours without, there's been she'd have a couple times where she'd be like, ugh. And then other times she'd actually be vomiting. She never looked healthy. And yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I think I had a friend, this was like many, many, many years ago. I had a friend who was pregnant with her second child, and her morning sickness was so bad she ended up in the hospital for a day because she became so dehydrated.
And Amy talks about that in the special too. She talks about being dehydrated from that, having to get fluids, and her I guess now husband and sister just left her at the hospital to get an IV, and they went and painted pottery. And I gotta say, the more I hear about her husband, I like him better.
Yeah,
he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah, you read I read in the side chat. Read the side chat that he's funnier and he's not even in the room.
Yeah. I guess that was one thing that I kind of got a chuckle out of when she was talking about her husband and the fact that he's on the spectrum, because I can kind of relate to that, because my husband is also on the spectrum, and the way how she was describing like when she fell and his reaction to that, I'm like, yeah, my husband's kind of the same way. So I thought, oh, that is actually pretty funny because it is kind of relatable.
Well, see, I personally, I hate hearing people talk about, oh, on the spectrum, on the spectrum. I've been asked. It's like, hey, are you on the spectrum? It's like, no, I'm just an asshole.
I am laughing at you.
Like, no, I'm not an autist. I'm an asshole, and what you did was stupid. That's why it's funny. I know perfectly well that I shouldn't laugh. I just don't care.
Well, and I think that's so funny how she brought that up about how he was so blunt in when she would ask him questions, and I was like thinking, I wonder if she ever asked him if her pussy smelled like a barnyard animal, and I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall during that convo.
Even flies have to puke.
But yeah, the whole, it's like, oh, he's on the spectrum. It's like, nah, man, I think assholes are getting a free pass. There's probably some. I'm sure there's some. I think there's a lot of assholes, though. And they're just skating right now. I'm willing to own my shit. But yeah, what else was there? Talk of drinking during pregnancy. I mean,
yeah, like a glass of wine a week. She was talking about wanting to.
So yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and take the odds. Who's want to put the over under on whether that's a waterhead coming out at when she gives birth.
It's gonna come out
just some wall-eyed,
It's gonna come out. Hey, you guys.
Oh, poor Sloth.
Because I mean, she seemed way too happy to be sitting there talking about wine. It's like we've known she's a drunk for years. She's flat set in every comedy special. We expect her to change because she got one in the oven.
It'd be nice, but I won't be holding my breath.
That kid's gonna come out with wall-eyed and with webbed feet. I'm betting right now.
So you're saying Abe from Hellboy?
Pretty much, yeah.
He'd be lucky to be that cool.
I didn't say he was gonna be cool. Well, I just said that she's gonna keep him in a fish tank in the basement.
That thing's not gonna be reading minds. That's for sure. Let's see. Pregnant women who drink up to 2 standard glasses of wine a week are unlikely to harm the unborn baby, a new study suggested. And that was from the New York Times in 2017. But it's supposed to be surprisingly limited. The evidence was light. Occasional pregnancy was harmful, was surprisingly good, but scientists...
How many was she talking about? Like 1 glass a week or some shit like that?
1 a week, yeah.
So that would probably be too much even.
Well, they say don't.
Well, yeah.
Right, yeah. But yes, 2 glasses of wine a week are unlikely to harm. But yeah.
But Amy would have one of those giant, like, Genghis Khan cups. You ever listen to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History?
Or even one of those ones in the memes.
He had one son who he was an alcoholic, so they'd limited him 1 cup a day of booze, and he just got the biggest fucking cup he could find. It's like, hey, it's 1 cup. I'm betting that's Amy. But who can? I think Della missed this part. The mom's bush bit.
Wow.
Another prime example of what Tom Segura calls dance moves. She's sitting there talking about seeing her mom's bush back in the day, and like she was hacking through the fucking Amazon.
Wow.
Like rowing a boat, all this crazy nonsense. It's like, yeah, if you're seeing your mom naked, you're probably not seeing her that naked that long. Come on, woman. You're pulling this out, you're stretching it out, and it's not even funny.
As someone who has seen his stepfather naked more times than he cares to admit, no. Like, just that isn't. It's no.
Yeah, anyone who's got time to look that much at said type of relative in said situation has a problem of their own that they really need to look into.
And with the constant, we were told we were supposed to be, ashamed of our periods, and we were told that boys do this, and we were told that girls do that. And who tells these people these things?
Yeah, I'd really like to know, because I hear that all the time too. And again, this is supposed to be a comedy special. How many awkward pauses were there? I forgot to keep track. There were at least a handful.
Well, and then all the that like she had that expression on her face every now and then, as if like she was trying to like somehow convey to the audience, "Hey, please laugh at this,"
Well, the reason I bring up the awkward pauses is because it kind of ties back to our first one we did about Nanette, where she went into a whole TED talk. She did 1 in 3 women are assaulted.
Mm-hmm.
1 in 3. Wasn't it 1 in 5? Wasn't that the study? So how did we go from the 1 in 5, which was either debunked or debated depending on your point of view, to 1 in 3?
And it's 1 in 2 for women of color. So like every woman is getting beaten, with an exception of the rare one.
No, I don't think she wasn't talking about being beaten. She was talking about being like raped, assaulted, like sexually assaulted.
She said assaulted. She didn't even say sexually assaulted. She just said assaulted.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's how she got 1 in 3.
Well, I'm guessing she's lumping in rape and domestic violence or something like that.
She's probably lumping in people who just accidentally bump into each other and stuff drops. Like,
but yeah, she took a whole like 3 minutes or so of the act where she was doing like TED Talk shit, giving statistics about women. Women's biggest fear was violence, and men's biggest fear was ridicule, from an unnamed study that she probably just pulled out of her ass. And it's like, I mean, sure, do I want to be ridiculed? Probably not, no. But I'd rather have someone making jokes about me and how goofy I look as compared to them punching me in the face. Fuck yeah.
Well, and then another thing she was bringing up too is about how, it's like boys, picking on girls, kind of going back to like that toxic masculinity type thing. And I'm just sitting here going, oh, okay, Amy, so you're not going to acknowledge that girls are mean towards each other and are probably a lot more vicious towards each other than boys are to girls.
My question is, of the men that they surveyed for this study, like, where did they find these thin-skinned pussies that their biggest fear was being made fun of? Because I don't know anybody whose biggest fear is being made fun of, being ridiculed.
She probably got it from like Feminist Frequency or Jezebel or one of those like feminist websites.
I mean, shit. If you're my friend, I'm making fun of you. That's how I tell you that I like you.
Well, it's like apparently she doesn't seem to understand the concept of banter.
Yeah, if I'd called my best friend up and just been like, real nice to him the whole time, he'd think that I had cancer or something. Like, what's going on? What's the matter, dude? But yeah, that had me scratching my head like, ridicule? That's the biggest fear, really. I must have missed that meeting. I mean,
oh, so I'm trying to find the study that she cites. Like, hopefully there'll be something in there. First article that pops up, I went to DuckDuckGo even because it was pretty much like, I'll watch Amy Schumer's special. Amy Schumer jokes about husband autism is her best work.
I'm sorry, who said this now? What's going on?
The autismsupportnetwork.com.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're run by a bunch of social justice minded people.
Well, based off what you said about her husband, it's sure as shit not run by autists, because they would have made fun of this stuff too. Yeah, he looks kind of spargy. I'll give her that.
Yeah. Well, they're like, well, it used to be called this. It's still called that, lady. Like, it's still called Asperger's.
Like, everything's autism these days. Everything.
So,
and that's I'm the type of person that can take a joke, but whenever I hear the term, oh, it's like so we have a case of autism here or something like that, I'm just like, it just kind of just demeans like what it means to be autistic. Because then it's like if I, mention about like if, I know someone who has autism or something like that, I get the feeling that I'm not going to take it seriously.
Yeah, when I was growing up, autism, kids that had autism, that was like that Bruce Willis movie with the kid that was breaking NSA codes. That was autism.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking. Oh, God, what's the name of that movie?
Well, Johnny, time for IMDb. We're right on track.
Yep.
I like what Rambler said. Tripping on your shoes and facing the ground equals abuse. I guess in Amy Schumer's world, it probably is.
But that was autism when I was growing up. Now it seems like
we're talking like war games.
I want to say this came out in like '96.
War Games is Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. Oh crap! What was the name of that movie? Now, damn it!
I know, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. I'm like, I know what movie that is, but shit, I can't remember the name of it.
Because it wasn't Haley Joel Osment that played that kid; it was somebody else. For some reason, I want to say it was the kid from Kindergarten Cop, the one that's transphobic.
I know the one you're talking about now, and it's stuck in my head too.
Oh, this is how I know I'm getting old. Normally, I'd remember movie titles.
Mercury Rising.
Mercury Rising. Okay, gotcha.
That's
I was nowhere close. I was nowhere close.
Bruce Willis and what is his name? Miko Hughes.
That is the kid from Kindergarten Cop. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is the
boys have a penis, girls have a vagina kid.
Oh, the kid from he was also in Pet Sematary too.
And Wes Craven's was it A New Nightmare?
New Nightmare, yeah.
Whatever happened to that kid? What's he up to? Since we're on the IMDb,
he is in a movie coming up called The Untold Story.
Huh. Well, the more you know.
Edward Foster's career and personal life have hit rock bottom, but not his spirit. At 64, the handsome bachelor moves into a tiny apartment and must start over again. Who is the 64-year-old?
Who's here?
I don't know.
There you go.
Thanks, dear.
Sure.
You get the husband to make a booze run for you while we were watching that, or
no? He brought me back some chicken tendies. Because we haven't had dinner yet.
Oh, Barry Van Dyke.
So I'm gonna. You guys give me about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Someone doesn't want to chew on stream.
The etiquette is appreciated. Oh, what was that one that she could hear us screaming moon base down the hall?
That was when she started talking about her yeast infection.
Oh God!
Yeah. Oh, fuck's sake! And I'm looking at my coleslaw here. Thank you.
No,
well, I figured if you muted, you might step away.
No, she brings up her yeast infection, and then immediately she's like, "And yes, I have one," as if it has not gone away.
And since for Rambler's edification, since he's listening, we got an Amy Schumer crotch shot while watching this special. She straight up lifted her skirt up and showed her belly where she had a bandage.
I'm so glad I missed that.
Yeah, that was definitely just a big Moonbase moment.
Is that what the kids are calling that thing? Moonbase?
We co-opted Scribe's safe word.
Yeah, that's our safe word for.
No, I get that. I was just making a joke about her. Hoo-ha.
Well, that's a good transition, actually, Della, because she made a joke about her hoo-ha. This time, instead of comparing it to a small barnyard animal, she compared it to the Grand Canyon.
Oh, so
and it's only getting bigger.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if she'd stop fucking.
This was when she was doing a bit about how when being in a group of women, asking for a tampon is apparently a very serious and embarrassing matter. So yeah, needless to say, she gets the big wad of cotton.
Yeah.
And then comparing herself to Meghan Markle. Well, not directly comparing, but
comparing pregnancies, yes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, one person, who's grown up in Hollywood and probably, let's not forget, married a fucking prince. Probably has, a personal chef and a trainer and all this other fun shit. Meanwhile, Amy's been spending, her whole adult life binge drinking and fucking any dude who was still, sober enough to get it up.
Yeah.
One's gonna look better when pregnant than the other. You decide which one that is.
And the only thing that I've seen her in, as I'm looking through IMDb.
Who, Meghan Markle?
Surprise. Yeah. I saw her in an episode of Castle.
Yep.
And
Suits.
Yeah, that's where I seen her.
Oh, apparently she was on Deal or No Deal. She was one of the suitcase girls, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've never heard of her until she met Harry.
I had seen her on Suits, and then I saw her on that episode of Castle. I don't know if it was if I saw it new or if it was a rerun, but yeah, that's all I'd ever seen her in. But apparently they tried to keep that show going after the two main the two main love interests left.
Yeah.
And apparently they brought Katherine Heigl on to be a character on Suits.
Oh boy, I'm glad I stopped.
Oh wow, they really wanted that show to crash and burn, didn't they?
Well, I mean, Grey's Anatomy's still on the air for some fucking reason, so maybe she ain't that cursed.
Well, wasn't she killed off on that one?
Yeah, they killed off her character.
Like a long time ago.
Yeah, because apparently she was not very well liked because she was a bit of a bitch.
Well, but no. What else was there? She hit a whole bunch of feminist talking points in the special. Another notable one, porn. That was interesting hearing Amy Schumer's take on porn.
Yeah, that was this spoken like someone who's never watched one.
Well, no, it was spoken like someone who hasn't seen porn since like 2005. I mean, her big deal was gagging porn. It's like you haven't been on Pornhub, have you? Like, I mean, I'm like Monkey. I haven't either. I just read about it in the Christian Science Monitor. But no, I mean, she talks about it like the last time she saw it was when she was downloading it off of LimeWire.
Well, it is in the Bible.
Porn? I really need to reread that book. I missed that part.
It's gagging.
Which chapter and verse?
It's in Deuteronomy.
Ah, okay. Well, I know what I'm reading tonight.
But yeah, no,
My preacher granddad's gonna be so proud. He's like, hey, he's reading the Bible.
You know, and it's like I've probably seen more porn than Amy has, and I consider myself pretty wholesome.
I lied about reading about it in the Christian Science Monitor. I've seen it. It's good and bad. but gagging, nowhere near the worst.
I'm gonna look myself up here on here just to see if
maybe Foogie's put us on IMDb yet.
hopefully someone has.
Well, I mean, I'm too lazy to even go to the IMDb, man. I have you do it. So obviously I'm not putting it up there.
Nope,
Well,
nothing.
and I don't think gag porn is a thing on Pornhub. It's like how I found out about the so-called gag porn was I've seen it on a shock site.
Well, if you'll give me one moment, I'm going to mute myself and I'll do some research. I'll be right back.
Oh, we lost him to porn.
Well.
But no, yeah, another one that she hit. And the abortion joke, which I guess it wasn't really about it was more over just like, yeah, I'm gonna get this done because I don't want it. And her husband's response, I don't know if you were there for that one, Dela, but she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, I'm thinking I'm just about, because I don't, like, this pregnancy is kind of hard, so I'm just gonna go get an abortion. And her husband's just like, what? And she goes, no, I'm not gonna get an abortion, just. But when I don't know, like, some of these stand-ups have to have that dubbed in laughter because it didn't do anything for me, at least.
Well, you'll also notice, like, a lot of specials, they'll cut to the audience laughing.
Yeah.
They didn't even do that in this one.
Yeah, there was like maybe 2-3 back shots.
And there was one like overhead where you couldn't really, you saw like the top of their heads. You didn't see their faces.
Yeah. Well, there was the one at the beginning and the one at the end. And then there was one maybe a third of the way through where it didn't even show the audience. Yeah, it was moreover just a side view, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any close-up shots. And most of the stand-up specials that I've seen, you get at least a few close-up shots of the audience.
Yeah, because you see people laughing.
And just an update, they did have gagging porn on Pornhub, but like the top results came back with like hundreds of thousands of views, not millions. So just throwing that out there. But yeah, that's Amy's line, guys. No gagging. Although, I mean, she did parlay that into, hey, I can suck a big dick joke. Because, she's never had that problem.
Oh, De La Hayes, did you make it in time for the Tic Tac?
No.
Oh.
Yes. Have fun explaining that one, Johnny.
Oh, boy. What did she do? Freshen her breath?
Well, first she shoved a Tic Tac in her vagina and then found it there later. But now pregnant, it just disappears.
Huh?
She's saying that when she was younger, she used to be tight enough to hold a Tic Tac in place, which that's giving me the skeptical hippo eyes. I'm just gonna say, but yeah. And then she mentioned something about a suppository, I think for her yeast infection.
Oh,
And how those things just fall right out. Now. So hopefully nobody else, in chat or anything is eating like Lindsay, because we're only talking about it because we know she's already heard it.
You're lucky I'm blocking this all out.
I was just going to say, I can hear her cursing us right now.
Well,
Choking on her food as she does so.
You're not so much blocking it out as is just making it a tumor later.
That's right. Just push it all down.
The Amy tumor.
It's the Schumer tumor.
Yeah. What happened to you, Amy tumor?
We just need somebody to do the Arnold voice for that.
It's not a tumor.
He's got a tumor.
The Schumer tumor. That would be like,
tumor.
there you go. Gonna have to clip that and use it at some point.
There you go.
But yeah, this is just another sad offering from a person who's been in stand-up comedy for over a decade. That's the main point I'm gonna try and leave here with. This was I had ranked it originally that the Sarah Silverman A Speck of Dust was the worst one we'd watched, even worse than Nanette. And I think we found a new champion. Because she didn't bring anything new at all, really. Her jokes about being pregnant, that seemed like, pretty well-tread material.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not going to sit there and say she stole that, because, but it didn't sound like anything that hadn't been said already.
Wow.
And then she had her usual shtick of bodily waste and, her talking about her genitals.
Oh, I didn't unmute it.
Not a tumor at all. It's not a tumor.
There we go. Third time's the charm.
Yeah. We're totally professional here. But Jesus, John, 239 notifications. What the fuck are you watching, man?
It's what I'm not watching.
Obviously.
It's Johnny's secret porn stash.
No, that's just his YouTube. But no,
Well, here it says 9+.
Yeah, mine usually says that too, but I haven't hit triple digits yet.
Oh, really? You're slacking.
No, I actually watch the shit.
Yeah, you can do that without hitting the bell up at the top.
Well, of course, I'm also unemployed at the moment too, so I got plenty of free time when I'm not doing housework.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, that was a lot of free time when I was unemployed.
Actually, I've got a new job. I just haven't started it yet. So
Fair enough.
Yep.
What are you getting going?
Oh, little retail shop, grocery store kind of deal. A couple blocks in the other direction from my old job. Still in walking distance. So, but
just not a night timer this time.
No, it's probably gonna be random times, during normal business hours, probably 10 o'clock the latest. So I would kind of prefer, working second shift hours at this point, kind of wake up around 11 or noon, go into work, hang out, listen to, be up late enough to listen to Monkey Morning and go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I caught Monkey in the morning yesterday. I'm like, holy shit, I'm actually awake for this.
Yeah, usually I'm catching it. I'm at work.
That's how I was for the longest too.
Well, I'm asleep.
But No, I'm looking forward to it. You know.
That's cool.
Yeah, I gotta get bills back in order after they did end up paying me for that last day I ended up working, Johnny. That was pretty funny.
They did pay you?
Yeah, they did
Well, they better have.
for the whole 7.5 hours. But yeah, that was the dude that was there. He was freaking out. He's like, man, they're not gonna pay you for this. I was like, yeah, they are. I'm clocked in. I'm still in the system. I was like, if I'm getting fired, I'm leaving with a paycheck.
So I'm tweeting this out now.
Now,
because I'm a genius. In fact, I am tagging Amy Schumer in it as we speak.
Hey, and she's the kind of person, she might actually respond. That'd be hilarious.
She might actually block him.
No, she went after that like 17-year-old kid who made a joke on was it Instagram or was it Twitter?
Oh, it was Instagram.
That was Instagram.
Shit, I remember that.
Yeah, he made a joke that literally everyone has made about Amy Schumer, including Amy Schumer, and she got pissy about it.
Because remember, she can only joke about herself. Nobody can joke about her, especially if it's a man.
Well, all I'm saying is the kid probably did it better. So.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure I could pull something out of my ass that's probably funnier than Amy Schumer, but. Oh, and then not to mention that she also got into talking about her arrest at Brett Kavanaugh's hearing.
Oh, right. That's right. She went full Handmaid's Tale. Like, literally did the whole talk about the whole get up and everything.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Well, and the funny thing is that from what I recall seeing on social media, people actually have poked fun at her for getting arrested. And it's funny because I think a good chunk of SJWs don't even like Amy Schumer. She's kind of like the Lena Dunham of the comedy world.
Didn't Zelthor make a meme out of her posing at that protest?
Yeah, I'm actually Googling it right now.
Was he doing? Did he do the Green Lantern or the McDonald's bag? I can't remember.
I think he did the Green Lantern one.
Because both of those I thought were pretty funny. But yeah, and she had to talk. Not only did she bring up her being arrested, she had to bring up Emily Ratajkowski getting arrested with her. Which, I mean, big fucking whoop. The chick from Blurred Lines got arrested for being stupid. Anybody surprised?
This is the one you were talking about. Let's see if I can bring it up.
Right. Yep.
It was Lights Camera Jackson. That's right.
On the Twitters.
And then he pulled it back and apologized, and yeah. And then this.
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't that kid? Wasn't that kid? Doesn't he do like reviews or something?
Oh.
Okay, that one's just mean.
That's genius.
Disavow.
Why are we disavowing, Johnny? We're Americans. We don't have to worry about 7 years over here.
Hey, I got 20 years ahead of me. I got a fictional family I could be raising.
Fair enough. No, yeah, I think Zelthor had her dressed up like the Green Lantern doing that pose like the McDonald's bag had, and that had me cracking up. But yeah, that was probably the worst political joke I've heard in the past few years. And there have been some bad ones.
Well, that was a pretty bad publicity stunt, of course, up until Jussie Smollett came out. Then,
well, I mean, what? I wonder if any of her fans like know the story behind that. It's like they asked her, like, "Do you want to get arrested?" And she's like, "Yeah, I do." All right, fine.
Yeah, sure, why not?
You know, it's not like they were, turning fire hoses and German shepherds on her, for fuck's sake. But
I think that's what she was hoping for.
Well, I found. Let's see if I can find.
just to wash that barnyard of a Grand Canyon.
Oh, I'm in 4chan. That's a.
That's a scary place to be these days, Johnny.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, careful, your ISP might block you.
But I can't find what I went in for. So.
Just back out slowly.
Oh, there it is. This is what I was finding. I found who would win.
That is one hell of a chair.
That is one hell of a chair.
Oh man.
No, I was looking for the Green Lantern meme and I couldn't find it. So,
well, I just have to say, if we're gonna, I think we should start a rating system for these. Since Netflix only does the, thumbs up, thumbs down now, we need to come up with some kind of alternative rating system for these comedy specials. And I think on the low end, I'm gonna give Growing 1 Aloha snack bar.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
So that's how I'm rating this, kids.
I'm gonna give it 1 suppository out of 5.
I think I'm going to give it 1 barnyard animal out of 5.
I'm going to give it 1 your vagina makes me sad.
Well, hey, at least, and the 1 point, and the reason why for the 1 point is that at least she's not wearing that hideous leather jumpsuit.
Although after the first panty shot, every time she lifted her arm, I did get a little nervous.
I didn't even see the panty shot, and I got nervous every time she lifted her arm.
Yeah, that was a very South Parky chokes on dick moment.
Right?
Well, it's just, and then like the bottom half of her dress was like so wide. I was just like thinking, oh God, what if there was a fan on the stage that would have just blown right up her dress, and Lord knew.
Nah, I think she's well past the trying to do the Marilyn Monroe at this point. So another thing that about that dress, it was quite unflattering.
Let's get a look at them Jew titties.
So
It looked like a giant pillowcase. It's like she just goes on set almost literally wearing a sack.
I love how no one reacted to that. That was nice.
It was.
The alcohol in my brain is still there. Probably why I didn't
even miss a beat. That was good timing.
That and my family was very happy from the chicken tendies. So,
but I don't really have anything to say about Miss Schumer. That was pretty much what I expected it would be.
it was virtually a TED Talk. I mean, that's what baffled me, is that she was bringing up statistics, and I'm like, in a fucking comedy special?
And not even statistics, just wrong ones.
Yeah.
Ones that have been debunked well past anything.
Ones that haven't even been used yet.
Well, and
like I said, the campus studies, they were saying 1 in 5. The most ambitious one I heard was 1 in 4. She said 1 in 3. And then if you're not white, it's even worse. It's 1 out of every 2.
Well, and then she just said there's a study that said 1 in 3, and I'm like, yeah, that's like Lindsay said, I'm pressing X to doubt on that one because there's no way in hell. That means everyone's getting assaulted every day.
Well, and it's of course no surprise because feminists are constantly changing the statistics every time. It's kind of like with the wage gap. It's like, is it 60 cents to the dollar? Or is it 70 cents to the dollar? I mean, make up your fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that little snide, oh, well, you're having a hard day making more money than me.
Oh, for crying out loud.
It's like, oh my God. Can you make this hurt less?
Right. I'm just sitting there going, boy, you must be fun at parties.
What was that one, David?
You know what? One last thing I thought about. When she talked about her husband and her sister going to go paint pottery while she was getting the IV at the doctor, she said her sister was really sticking up for her husband on the way back. Don't be critical. He tried really hard. It's like either the sister likes the husband more than Amy, or the sister knows that Amy married a retard and is just leaning into it. And I really want to know which one. Which one, from her point of view, which one was it? Like, oh, this guy, he's great. He's way better than that bitch. Or it's like, oh, he's special.
Well, and especially when she's talking about getting the pictures taken for the red carpet stuff, and he's like in the moment with the ocean stuff. And I go, I'm hard pressed to think that he talks like Sloth.
You want baby Ruth?
Rocky Road?
But yeah, that was what I was sitting there thinking. It's like, what does this sister think? It's just this really cool dude. What the fuck's he married to her? Or it's like, oh, we need to not hurt his feelings before he goes all tard Kong on us.
You broke my coloring book. And to be honest, like as soon as she showed the picture, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's an honest drawing right there. Because my son, he's on the spectrum, and he's got a couple. I wonder if I even have him on here. I think it's on my other computer, but let's see if I can find it. But he has this one, it's a very abstract Pikachu. And it's really well done for someone who is like 7. Using paint. And it was, it looks like it's like a Picasso-ish like Pikachu. Like just one bulgy eye.
Well, Johnny, don't you remember what Hannah Gadsby told us? Picasso was a rapey dick, so you don't want your son painting like him. There's no separating the art from the artist anymore.
Nope.
Terrible.
No, it's like that now the artist has to be unpersoned.
Yeah, I gotta get a picture for the leather special off my screen.
Yeah. Very nice.
Roll me in sausage, you big dirty man.
Oh.
Well, that was Smother Me with Gravy. That's right. Yeah, it's a Canadian movie, and you didn't ding me for it.
Well, I mean, I didn't understand the reference until you got it right.
Yeah, that kind of helps. Smother me with gravy, you big dirty man.
Like, if you're gonna butcher it, don't expect me to guess.
Touche.
That's like chugging a bottle of catsup instead of a bottle of syrup.
Or down a box at Tim Hortons. Or does Tim Hortons even sell donuts anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're talking to someone who has never heard of Tim Hortons.
I've heard that they're known for their coffee.
Yeah, coffee and donuts.
It's kind of like how we have Dunkin' Donuts here, but now they've changed it to just Dunkin', which just really weirds me out because I know Dunkin' more for their donuts than their coffee.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, what else was there? There was yeah, there was a lot of generalizations about men in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Which yeah, there are guys that are assholes. Just like there are women who are total.
Yeah.
Oh God, we should have gotten Monkey for this.
That would have been.
No.
I think he's playing the censor right now.
Yeah, he is.
I was like, are you sure that's a good idea? Because he'd probably fall down the stairs.
No,
He probably threw himself down the stairs during this special.
the reason why is because I went to her Twitter, and like she's got her latest thing was promoting the special Growing, but before that she had for Women's History Month. Let's celebrate the women making history today. Check out Alyssa Milano's op-ed.
Oh, is this the one where she called herself trans?
The Kali workers laser focus on power is a lesson for us all as we stand up and declare time's up. And all these fucking emojis now are fucking with the text on my screen. So yeah, it's about sexual harassment.
It's so funny because now I can't think of Alyssa Milano without thinking of Monkey.
I mean,
I'm sure he'd like to hear that.
It's like I can't think of Alyssa Milano or AOC without thinking of Monkey. Because I'm like, oh yeah, that's his two favorite women right there. Besides Stacey Dash.
For obviously other
purposes. Obviously other reasons, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's got one from last month. Seriously, the Ruth Bader Ginsburg documentary, RBG, is amazing. So clear and so perfect. Thank you for making this movie.
So stunning and so brave.
And here one from the same day, a little earlier. Still think that RBG was an important and beautifully directed film. #RBG. Did they pay her for that?
Well,
I'm sure she's gotten a mighty fat check from that, maybe.
That's her donut money.
Oh wait, are we talking Amy Schumer or Alyssa Milano?
No. This is from Amy Schumer's. I'm still on her timeline.
More money for her donuts, and that sounds legit.
And not just the butt donuts.
Her promoting her dates. Okay. And don't miss Stacey Abrams' historic Abrams address tonight, February 5th.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That I watched it later on, and it was pretty funny. I laughed more at Stacey Abrams than I did Amy Schumer.
Wasn't Stacey Abrams the one who said that the democracy has failed us because you didn't elect me?
I don't know if that's a direct quote, but yeah, that's the gist of it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, she said democracy has failed, but I added
She still hasn't conceded that she lost.
That's funny.
I can only guess that she's probably R, or it's like I'm thinking she's R Diana Abbott. She even kind of looks like her too.
Well, I mean, like it's like even Gore, threw in the towel by this point. Come on, woman, just chill. Get it next time.
I wonder if she would have said the same thing if she won.
Oh hell no.
I was like, this is democracy.
That's an interesting question that I just thought of. When's the last time that Republicans said that needed to do a recount, needed to get rid of the Electoral College when they lost?
When Clinton was elected.
They said they need to get rid of the Electoral College because of that.
No, but I'm pretty sure that if you looked it up, someone said it.
Ah.
I can't. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it and put money on it.
I figure most of them just blame Perot.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably what the case was. Well, and I don't even remember seeing anybody on the right saying we need to abolish the Electoral College after Obama got reelected.
No, they just pretty well accept it's like, yeah, Romney was kind of a shit candidate.
Yeah.
I mean, between going all Griswold and leaving dogs in the roof of the car and talking about binders full of women. I mean, literally all Obama had to do is say, "Hey, I shot bin Laden." But I don't know, guys. I think we're kind of coming to an end here, aren't we?
I think we are.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a move on soon because my show's coming on.
I think I'm gonna eat me some dinner and watch. I think I'm gonna eat me some dinner and listen to Beauty and the Beta. They're about to come on here in a little bit.
Oh yeah, it is. I forgot it was Sunday.
So, well, if you're just getting here or you're listening in the future and you decide to skip ahead, just skip Amy Schumer's special.
Yeah.
We'll just save you the time.
I vote no.
It's like just make sure to load up on plenty of alcohol if you dare to watch her special.
I will say that if you have a loved one who is in a coma and you have any hope of reaching inside of their of the shell that they are, and you play this special, I can guarantee they will give up on life.
That sounds about right.
And on that note,
and on that note, we're all going to drown our eyes in bleach and our livers in alcohol. Yep. Have a good night, Chad.
Yep. Bye, y'all.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Cynical Lindsey, for showing up.
Oh, thank you for having me, Johnny.
Yeah. Thanks, De La Haze.
Yeah. Thank you.
And thanks for hanging in there, Camel.
Always a pleasure, even when it's not.
All right.
Because torture is how we make friends.
Exactly. All right. Yeah, and just so you know, if I invite you to another one, I'll never tell you what it is until it starts.
And I'll make sure to have alcohol with me at all costs.
Yes.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Later, guys.
Good night.